So we're just going to kind of summarize this week's theme in a little guided practice, and I'm just going to give you some prompts to think about. And again, you can come back to this recording, but we're going to practice staying with our symptoms or our emotions, and then we're going to talk about, or we're going to attend to our nervous system depending on which state we're in. Okay? So close your eyes or keep them open if you need to. But we'll start with eyes closed because eyes closed draws you into your body. And I know for some of you that's triggering, but maybe being in this container with me right now, it's a little easier. So we're just going to close our eyes and I want you to bring to mind, we're going to bring to mind two different things. The first thing is whatever the symptom in your physical body is that you have been making stories about and resisting. And the second thing we're going to bring to mind in a moment is going to be any emotional trigger about someone else that you've been making a lot of stories about. But let's start with the physical one first. So, this physical symptom, this physical thing in your body, and if you don't have any physical things in your body, just maybe be with your belly or your heart right now. But whatever that symptom is, I want you to just say hi in your mind to it. Just say, oh, hello, I'm here and I see you. And then what I invite you to do is to just take a breath and imagine sending your breath to that part of your body. And then in your mind, I'd like you to say, I'm going to practice staying with you. Symptom, I'm going to practice letting you stay here as well. So I want you to imagine that both your symptom gets to stay and you are saying, I'm staying with you. Just for a moment, you're just attending to that symptom for a moment. When you do that, what state do you feel in your nervous system? Do you feel the bottom of the ladder of shutdown? Do you feel a freeze response, wired and tired? Do you feel sympathetic, activated? Or maybe you feel safe and connected at the top of the ladder? Which state do you feel as you try to attend to your symptom? And with that state, can you just also say this is allowed to be here? This nervous system response is allowed to be here. Even if you're faking it right now, just say, I'm willing. You might want to say, I'm willing to let this activation state be here. Now, if it's uncomfortable, you can look at me on the screen and all of these people. If you can't be in your body, some of you, I want you to look at the screen and say, I feel this, but I see all these people and they're here with me too. Look at their faces. They're all trying to be with. I'm right here with you. You're not alone. For this moment, you're not alone. You're in a container where we're practicing staying. You might have all sorts of feelings. Parts of you are like, oh, if I do this, maybe it will go away. Catch that little bit of exchange you're trying to make here. Nope, we're not doing this to go away. Not yet. We're just staying here. Now, with whatever that activation state is, if it's shut down, I want you to just slowly feel your bottom on the chair and your feet on the floor. So if you're at the bottom of the ladder, the way that you attend to that state is by finding how you're supported right now. Feeling your feet on the ground, your bottom on the chair, maybe even looking at your hands and moving them slowly. We attend to the bottom of the ladder with just presence and grounding and finding a safety in just being held by the chair, the bed, the floor. a safety in just seeing that our hands are here and our hands can hold ourselves. So that's how you would attend to the bottom of the ladder. If you feel too much when you close your eyes, open them and look at me, look at the people in this room. Get a little bit of co-regulation. That's okay. Some of you are not going to be able to fully go into your body right now. That's okay. You'll get there. All right. I love the yawns. I see your big yawns. Now, if you're in the sympathetic, if you're feeling activated, anxious, I would recommend that you do a little bit of movement or pushing. So if you're feeling activated, like I might push into my desk right now or push into the floor. If you're feeling like you need to move, I might march my legs up and down real fast. Just kind of moving my body. I might shake my hands. I might tap my legs. That's for those of you who are feeling activated. If you're not feeling activated, just stay grounding. So the activated, I'm going to say push or move a little bit. And that's how you're attending to that nervous system state. It gets to stay. You're not doing this to go away. You're doing this to be with the state. You're just doing this to be with the state. If you're doing both, you can try both and see what feels good. Okay? And if you're at the top of the ladder and you're feeling great, you can just like open your arms and receive this beautiful container and just notice people and be like, I love this. I'm here for this. I've got this. We've got this. And just connect with all the love in the world. You're just letting love in and out because that's where you're at. And each of you are going to be in a different place. Was any of these the wrong state, the wrong place? No. And you're going to move up and down and meet yourself in different ways, up and down that ladder. Now, I want to move to another type of staying, which is staying, and this is important because honestly, most of our chronic illness is due to a lot of nervous system dysregulation that happened because of relationship. So now let's practice with the tough one, which is the relationship triggers in our life, whether it's a parent, a coworker, partner, a child, a friend. Let's practice staying. So I want you to think about the most recent thing that has triggered you that you started making a story about. We do the exact same thing with this as we do with symptoms. So you can practice on symptoms or you can practice on people. They're both going to help you with this pattern interrupt. So that particular situation, I guarantee you have a story about it, don't you? Lots of stories. They did this. They meant this. Can't trust them about that. Can't believe they would do that. We are so good at story making with people. What is the feeling in your body? What is the state of your nervous system? We don't normally go here. We're going to let go of the story. What got triggered in your body? What got triggered in your body? What's the sensations in your body? What is the activation state in the body? Every time you want to bring them up and go back into story, oh, let it go, cancel. I'm going to attend to what got triggered in me, not their job. I'm going to attend to what got triggered in me. And I'm going to stay with it for just a little bit. It gets to stay. That's a big one. The trigger that got created from someone else, the emotion gets to stay. What do we normally do? We quickly try to make it their fault to get away from the trigger. The limbic system loves to make fault and blame. We are not staying with what happened inside of us. We're wanting them to fix it by being different or making them wrong. This is the same practice, you guys. So when you get triggered this week by life, by people, by humans, the feeling that got triggered gets to stay. You are allowing the anger, the shame, the guilt to be there and not quickly making a story about it. And you're practicing allowing that activation state. And then you attend to it in the same way we just did. Maybe you ground your body. Maybe you shake off some energy. Maybe you hug yourself. You staying with the trigger. Do you see the uncoupling here with the relationship trigger? The uncoupling with the immediate, like they made me angry, and my brain is going to think about all the ways that they were wrong so I can feel justified with my anger, or I can like discharge some of this anger onto them. Someone says, how do you stay with these grief, with the sadness? That's the practice. We're just doing it for a couple minutes at a time every day. You're just with it for a couple minutes without any story. You're just feeling it. And you're not making them responsible for your feelings. You're just being with it. The ability to do this in relationship is going to be directly correlated to the amount you can do this with your symptoms. It's the same pattern. And it's going to change your relationships drastically when you can just be with your own triggers and get into a whole brain state and then respond later. A lot of you are going to realize that a lot of your symptoms have to actually do with how you're handling the triggers from others. Okay. A lot of times we don't talk about this till level 2, but we're just going to do it now. So that is the practice, is staying with what's in you, finding and discerning what is activated and attending to that, attending to your own nervous system, not to the story of what is happening. The whole operating mode of the ego is to get you to attend to a story about your symptoms, about the other person. The ego is not interested in you staying in your body and attending to yourself. It actually breaks the whole loop. All right. So that is the practices in a nutshell. And again, you can see why these small practices you apply to anything. If you're not having a symptom that day, you probably have a trigger about someone else. You just keep practicing being with the sensation, and then eventually we're going to learn to attend to our body deeper and deeper. But for right now, a lot of you are like, I can't hardly stand this. I know it's hard. It's hard initially. But going to be one of the most powerful things that you'll ever do for yourself by practicing consistently every single day.